How's it going, everyone? Got quite a lot to talk about in this video. It looks like a major title that has previously been released on PC and Xbox, still in early access. Rumblings of it coming to PlayStation looking very likely. I think we all expected it, but we'll talk about that. On top of that, Sly Cooper has been released on PlayStation 4 and 5 as a part of PlayStation Plus Premium. Pretty interesting statistic on that. And Scarlet Nexus celebrates its 3rd anniversary. Just want to talk about it a little bit. Bandai Namco has shared some new artwork illustrated by art director Kota Ochiai. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But right off the top, Bucky, who is the global community manager at Pocket Pair, developers of Palworld, tweeted out Palworld with white, green, and black hearts. I want to add more hearts, but not sure what color would fit. How about black, green, white, and blue hearts? Blue. It is seemingly teasing a release on PlayStation, and I think all of us expect this to happen at some point. Palworld is a game that came out with an enormous amount of hype, and I think sometimes people do like to meme on it, given the fact that it peaked at over 2 million players. And if you look at it, I believe it's settled in at around like 20,000, 30,000 players right now. However, bear in mind, this is a game that they charge $30 for. It is not a live service game. It is just an early access title, so obviously it's going to get consistent updates. Not like this game is monetized to the nth degree outside of the initial purchase you have to make to play the game, and currently right now the game has 24,000 players playing. And I think in one universe, if you told Pocket Pair that, hey, your game's gonna have a consistent player base of 24,000 on Steam, they would be very happy with that prior to the release of the game. Obviously, the game came out with an enormous level of buzz, an enormous level of interest, and it peaked at over 2 million players, but there's only so much content to the game. Games are gonna peak, games are gonna fall off, and again, it's not a live service game. It's a game that was $30, so Pocket Pair already, let's just say, cleaned up. They went to the bank with the release of Palworld, and given that the game does have a limited amount of content, and it's been, what, 5 months since the release of the game? Not too surprising. I have friends that sunk 70 to 100 hours into Palworld, and then they moved on with their life. They played the next big game that came out. They jumped into Helldivers 2. They started playing FF7 Rebirth, so on and so forth. You know, there's a lot of games that come out, and there's competition, and Palworld being an early access title, it wasn't going to keep interest forever, but Palworld is getting its Sakurajima update on June 27th, and I imagine that this is going to bring a lot of people back into the game. Do I think it's going to go up to 2 million players? No. Do I think it's even gonna go up to 1 million players? No. But do I think it's gonna get jolted up come June 27th? Oh, you damn right. The release of Palworld's first major update, the Sakurajima update, has been scheduled for Thursday, June the 27th. In addition to the release date, the latest trailer has been released. New raid, new pals, new content updates. In addition to the new island of Sakurajima, the update is full of new content and mechanics, so much that we couldn't fit them all in a new trailer. So I imagine that the game is gonna jolt back up to, let's say, over 100,000 concurrent players, and guess what? Over 100,000 concurrent players for a game like Palworld, that's incredibly successful. Now, who knows what it's gonna be? We'll find out June 27th, but I think as content creators talk about it, as streamers start playing it, news will get to everyone, and given that this is a game that so many people already have in their library, they just haven't gone back to it, I think there's gonna be a lot of reason to go back to it with Sakurajima, this update on June the 27th, but as far as the PlayStation release goes, I would have to think that it's something that's gonna happen as we get closer to the 1.0 release. Sony generally doesn't like to dabble in early access stuff. Generally, obviously, there's exceptions to the rule. Disney Dreamlight Valley, for example, but a game like V Rising, they dropped that on PlayStation after 1.0 actually dropped, so we'll see how that all turns out. Moving on from that, Next Gen Player over on Twitter noted Sly Cooper PS2 is PlayStation Plus Premium's biggest hit so far. Data tracker Game Insights, found that Sly Cooper beat The Legend of Dragoon with a 2.5% higher player count at launch. I think this is a game that also did sell very well in the sense of people buying it for $9.99. You know, there's a lot of people that may have signed up to Plus Premium when it initially dropped, and I do think that elevated Legend of Dragoon's number, because when Legend of Dragoon got added to Plus Premium, I think Plus Premium was still a hot subscription service. Is it still a hot subscription service? No, I think a lot of people have gone the other side. Although, stats may prove me completely wrong on that. That's just generally the vibe I get. But Sly Cooper, I figured, honestly, that it would do a lot better than Legend of Dragoon, but Legend of Dragoon, while it's not a game that I necessarily attach a lot of nostalgia to, I did play it back on the PS1. One of my friends, like when I was super, super young, had a copy of Legend of Dragoon, but I never owned it myself, so I look at Sly Cooper, this is a game that I own myself, and there's a lot of nostalgia tied to Sly Cooper, so obviously my opinion's gonna be a little bit biased as far as that's concerned. But Sly Cooper for $9.99 I think is awesome. You got trophies, some enhancements, even though it's not perfect. We can't get the HD collection on PS4 or PS5, so, you know, Sony's just gonna resell it even though, bro, I bought every Sly game on PS2. I bought Sly HD Collection. I bought Sly Thieves in Time, and now I gotta buy Sly again for PS4, to play it on PS4 and PS5. PS5 for me, but, you got the idea. This is the world we live in, and Sony's gonna double dip, triple dip, quadru dip these games as much as they can. And you know what? There's a lot of people that do it. Look, I have so many friends that have bought Ghost of Tsushima twice. Now with the PC release, I have friends that have bought both Horizons twice. I have friends that bought Last of Us twice. I have friends that have bought Grand Theft Auto 5 3 times. And you know what? I think I bought it 4 times. So what does that say about me? I'm a sucker just like those people, so it is what it is, but Sly Cooper's great, and you should absolutely play it. $9.99, I feel like they also got the price point right, where Tomb Raider Legend is $20, which I just think is a little crazy there, but, you know, it is what it is. Lastly, I do want to note, Scarlet Nexus has celebrated its 3rd anniversary. Man, 3 years since Scarlet Nexus dropped. Yeah, it was June of 2021. Guys, I remember when Scarlet Nexus came out, I was so excited for this game. Remember, we were still early on in the PS5 generation, so it's not like there are a lot of exclusives to get super excited for, but I think Ratchet Rift Apart had just come out a couple weeks prior to Scarlet Nexus, but Rift Apart is a game that all of us beat in a weekend, so it is what it is. Scarlet Nexus came out, I really enjoyed the game. Am I gonna say it's among the upper echelon of JRPGs? No, but I really enjoyed the combat, and yes, the characters, the story, maybe you can say it's a little cringe anime fest, but for the game, for the audience that Scarlet Nexus is targeting, I think it was gonna be right up their alley. I like the characters, I liked Yuito, I like Kasane, I like the rest of the cast in the game. Were they a little bit generic at times? Yeah. Did the power of friendship overcome? Yeah. But, like, the game was a lot of fun, and I thought the combat was great. The soundtrack was really good. Guys, listen to the Scarlet Nexus menu theme. I remember when the demo came out and people listened to that menu theme, and it was like low-key. Obviously not everybody was talking about it, but the menu theme is a banger. I just really enjoyed Scarlet Nexus. I'm really curious to know what the team is working on. I would love a sequel for this game. I know it didn't knock it out of the park. I know it wasn't this commercial juggernaut. It did okay, and there were talks of a sequel, and the game's director discussed ideas around a potential sequel, talking about how they would go in a more mature direction, greater freedom, so on and so forth, and I think, you know, that could be pretty interesting if they did decide to do a Scarlet Nexus follow-up or a game that adopted a lot of the similar mechanics. I think that could be quite good. But yeah, I really enjoyed Scarlet Nexus, and 3rd anniversary, new key art has been revealed. I would say go play the game. I believe it's still on Plus Extra, and the game you can get fairly cheap these days as well, and you can get like the Ultimate Edition fairly cheap on top of that. But that'll do it for me. Again, Palworld, rumored to be coming to PlayStation. More rumblings on that. Sly Cooper, a huge hit on PlayStation. I think we all expect that. Excited for Sly 2 and Sly 3 to drop eventually. Those are titles I definitely want to check out. And Scarlet Nexus celebrates its 3rd anniversary. How about that? Kind of wild. It's been 3 years since the release. I really enjoyed the game, and if you have yet to play it and you're a fan of JRPGs, have a gander at it. The story, unfortunately, a lot of it is told through the use of like visual novel style stills, which is a bummer, but what can you do? I thought the game was really good. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.